everyone. I am so privileged this morning, guys. It is 6 a.m. in Hawaii, and I'm just so honored to have this opportunity to interview. Look at this adorable little son of his. His name is Brandon Westbrook, and he is here with his little one. He currently resides in Florida. Mindset coach, credit expert, entrepreneur. Being a single father wasn't what he was looking for, but he's making the best of life with his son. His passion, this is what made me just say, I need to interview you. It's teaching people, companies, and businesses the power of thinking out of reality. And this concept has changed his life and has helped him be the best father and just creating a better version of yourself. And this is what I would love for you to share. We just talked a little bit about leveling up and how, we need to change how we used to parent, because since times are changing, then we have to change, right? As parents, to have that different mindset. Please share a little bit about yourself, and please help us parents who are just stressed out and sometimes we don't even know how to think we don't know how to think because we're too stressed out and don't know what to do.
Oh, yes. So I'm glad to be here, Miss Karen. Thank you so much for having us. Adonis and I, this is usually how all my calls go anyway. He's usually right here.
Wow.
So for me, back in 2015, that's where the thinking out of reality really started to give birth. I had started to tap into, a lot of self-help, books, people like, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor. And I just started to surround myself with those individuals. And for me, like, I didn't have a lot of representation around me that represented the results and the lifestyle that I wanted. But I knew that if I could surround myself with these people that I'm studying on a day in and day night basis, something has to change. Something has to change. And that's when I started to really use the power of my mind. There was a network marketing company I was in at the time, and they had an event in Hawaii. Now, I had bought my ticket to Hawaii, but the event sold out before I had the finances in order to, purchase. So in my mind, I say, you know what? I'm going to go by faith. I'm going to go forward by faith. I'm going to go out there and figure out. I hadn't even figured out where I was going to stay or anything. I just knew I was going to go because I just wanted change that much. And you have to understand, just as not just a parent, but as an entrepreneur, if you want something bad enough, you're gonna find a way, or the way will find you, because that's the thing. You as an individual, your life, your reality is a representation of the image that you have on yourself day in and day out. So what do you say when you talk to yourself? What are you imagining? And that's what I was like, you know what? I'm going to be in Hawaii. I'm going to this event. This event is going to change my life. Boom, boom, boom. So the literally morning of my flight, they opened up the event for like 20 more tickets. And I was able to get a ticket the day I flew out. And I was like, wow, like I don't even, at the time, I didn't realize what I did. I understand now what I did. I was so emotionally involved with what I was going to do that the universe and life had to correct itself to my will. Like, I saw myself there, I envisioned it, everything. And that's the thing. Once you learn how to use your mind, you can envision yourself as the parent that you want to be. So I would write down, what kind of parent do you want to be? one second.
He's offering his feedback. This is real parenting, guys. I just am amazed. Can you imagine? And I'm sure a lot of us moms who have little ones, my girls are 19 and 25, but we all have to balance, right? Moms have to balance doing the mom thing, Dads have to balance doing the dad thing. And if you're a single parent, you're doing both. So I really commend Brandon.
Yeah, so
You're
he's acting
amazing.
up a little bit. So I just get him in between calls, he'll be all right.
You're
But
amazing.
but yes, you literally have to envision what kind of parent do you want to be. And I remember as a kid writing down when I was 13 years old, they asked me in school, what did you want to be when you grew up? And at that time, I said I wanted to be a great father because my father was a great father. My father was at my baseball games, basketball games. We traveled the country. He was an entrepreneur. And by those things, me being in my environment, that environment shaped what my life would eventually become like. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm around my son. I have not missed a beat. I've been there since day one. And my dad was the same thing. So if you look at yourself as a parent, what is my action plan? What am I envisioning myself to be? Who am I imagining myself as? Because those things that you're putting into your mind eventually go into your body and you start to act as if. And that's the level of faith that you have to have, a level of expectancy. And I know what you're going to say, well, Brandon, I have bills. I have this, I have that. I'm a single parent. I have 3 kids. I have 4 kids. I've never been a parent before. I became a parent in the middle of a pandemic. And not only in the middle of a pandemic, I became a single parent in the middle of a pandemic. So at the end of the day, it's like, I can't say that my struggle is greater than your struggle and vice versa. I don't even look at it as a struggle. And that's the thing. The difference between you and me is that I don't look at this as a struggle. I look at this as an opportunity for me to grow. An opportunity means that these are endless opportunities. I wouldn't be on this call if I didn't look at where my life has shifted and changed as an opportunity, because your situation right now is an opportunity for you to break through in order to impact others. Your breakthrough is not even for you. I thought my breakthrough was going to be for me, but now my breakthrough is turning out to be a blessing to other people that will see this recording however many times that it goes. So I had to literally shift and understand that this is bigger than me, because we're heading into a time where we don't understand what's going on, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's where our country is right now, wherever my family may be right now, whether your family may be right now. You can be that dark horse. You could be that goat. You could be that change just by shifting your mindset. Just by shifting your mindset. So as a parent, get some alone time with yourself. If you can, like 5-10 minutes, even if you can get an hour. We all know how it can be. Sometimes you don't get an hour to yourself. But if you just so happen to get that hour to yourself, write down some goals and some dreams. And you're like, well, Brandon, how do I achieve that? That's the problem. You're focusing on the how. The how is not is not up to you. The how is not your part. We leave that to God. We leave that to universe. Like, the how is not your part. Your part is to use your godlike faculty, your imagination, and imagine exactly what you want to be. Because with that imagination, you're going to develop a new perspective. You're going to have a different will, different enthusiasm, different intuition, and different, like, literally you will start to change within, because now that I am carrying this image within myself, life has to correct itself and represent exactly what I am focusing on within you. You can literally think outside of reality. And what that basically means is you have been impressed upon by friends, environment, people, like, different things. Some of you guys are recycling your past results. And you're like, how can I get out of this rut? How can I get off this hamster wheel? Well, number one, you need to replace whatever ideas that you have around yourself and your parenting from your past. Like, oh man, I don't want to be like my mom. Well, why are you focusing on that? Your own
Exactly.
individual. Oh, I don't want to be like my dad. I'm not going to be like my aunt, or my grandparents. Oh, of course you're not going to be that. But if I'm focusing on that, then of course I'm literally repeating this same cycle, which is called what? A generational curse. Those cycles, those habits is literally environmental. those habits they come from, like, you're like, why do I do certain things? Why do I look like my mom and smile like my dad? Like, these things are just habitual and part of your nature. But the first thing you have to do to shift from that past is replace the past with, you know what? My future and my time is now.
Mhm.
I have time now to change. I have time now to be the best mother I can be, to be the best father I can be. And you know what? I'm going to speak life into becoming this individual, because at the end of the day, as I'm becoming this individual, I'm attracting new opportunities. I'm attracting better acquaintances. I'm attracting better situations. At the end of the day, what I am focusing on and imagining, like, you literally need to be grateful. Like, do you not know that being a parent is an opportunity? You look at your, no matter how the kids came about, these are extensions of you. They came out of you, mothers. They came out of you, fathers. They're extensions of you. So it's an opportunity for you to reshape your lineage, legacy. I'm a legacy thinking individual because I know that even it doesn't stop here with me. It carries on through my son. It carries on through the people that I'm speaking to and who this may reach to now, the thousands of people this will reach and impact. So at the end of the day, number one, get a new image. What kind of parent do I want to be? I'm gonna have a new image. I'm gonna write down that image of what I want to be. And every morning I will focus on this. I will speak life into myself, and I will recreate my reality by literally speaking into existence. As I speak it into existence, that is the asking. The desire is the asking. I want something new. Okay, that you already asked. You want a literally new expression of yourself. That's all faith is. Faith is an expression of yourself. So you hold that long enough, you will start to change. You will act different. Ask yourself, if I'm making $100,000 a month as a single parent, what would that look like? What would be my feeling? Celebrate as you. Celebrate as the new you. So if I'm, in my mind, I'm making $100,000 a month, do you not think your child will not be taken care of? Do you not think, and even if it's not the monetary value you're looking for, man, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am at peace. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm thriving as a parent. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm thriving with my, having a great co-parent. Like, you can literally speak life into all those dead situations and shift them to your perspective, your reality, your desire. You can literally get whatever you want, even in the midst of now. But all you're seeking right now and all you're lacking right now is not more money. It's not more time. It's not more anything. You can't even blame the other parent that may or may not be there. It's literally your lack of awareness. You're not aware of how to be a better parent. You're not aware of how to be an entrepreneur and a parent. You're not aware of how to reshape and change your mind to think out of the reality, because right now you've been in that cycle of reality for so long, you're not programmed to get to that next level or get outside of the one that's literally been holding you at a place where you no longer want to be. Some of you right now are in cycles that you've been in for years. You don't want to be in it no more. That's the first step. You've made that aware to yourself. Like, I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to do this. So why haven't you wrote down your dream spouse? You can create that. Okay, it didn't work now, but why would I carry the energy of like, oh, I'm gonna be this bitter parent or bitter individual, and now the child suffers because of our own bitterness.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's no point.
How do you find that? How do you find that? Because sometimes, especially if you're stressed, if you're tired, you just think, you have those days where I can't do this. What is your secret? Because just listening to you, you're thinking, yes, I'm going to be aware, I'm going to change. And people say that, okay, when you try to coach parents into reducing conflict, or coach parents into, changing, like you said, getting out of the reality, because I'm all about awareness and then acknowledge change. But what is your secret when you're almost feeling that I'm done, I'm so tired. And your child keeps pushing buttons. No matter if they're, 6 months, 16, 26, we all know just how human interactions work, right? You will have those moments of either intense conflict or maybe just resentment sometimes, or just, I mean, we're human beings, we operate differently. What is your secret, Brandon, to not bite your kid's head off?
Well, I mean, even me being a new parent, my son has definitely tested my patience, especially when things shifted and changed, because, to go from 1 minute being on, good terms with my son's mother, and then for things to shift and change now, at first, it definitely caught me off guard. It caught me off guard because, as we all ask for growth, we don't realize the challenges we act at the same time, because those challenges are those trials and tribulations that are going to test you. And I was a testy kid. Like, I tested my parents all the time, but that was just me. Some of your kids have personalities that you may have not even revealed to them yet. You may have not even accepted that, oh, man, you know what? I know where he got that from, or I know where she got that from. And now you're having to face those things that you didn't deal with in your past. So that's the thing. If you don't deal with the things that you were supposed to deal with in your lifetime, your kids are going to have to deal with it. Or you're going to have to face that with your kids. So how do I deal with those things when my kids are going up the wall? They're literally trying my patience. Like, they're trying my life right now. What do I do? How do I bring peace to my house? And this is what I'm saying. Like, the shift has to be within first. Like, everything happen outside of you doesn't matter. They can be acting this way, they can be acting that way. That is temporary. At the end of the day, they are going to react to how you react, or respond to how they're reacting. What does that mean? If your child is reacting a certain kind of way, they will only continue to do that based on the response that you give them next. So if they're acting out, are you asking them questions of chastisement, or are you asking them questions to uplift them, to shift their image so they can change? See, you have the responsibility to show them how to build their own image. You have the responsibility to guide them to build their image, because the kids today are facing way more different things than you or I ever faced. I didn't grow up in social media. Like, when social media came into my life, I was like 11th grade, there was MySpace, and then 2 years later after that, we had the Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, but now
I remember those MySpace days.
Yeah. Like, I didn't deal with cyberbullying. I didn't deal with something happening online and then it goes to like millions of retweets and likes and comments, and now you're the laughing stock not only of school, but now you're the laughing stock of the entire country and the world. Like, these kids face so many different things today where you have to literally shift your parenting in order to help and guide them. That's all you are as a parent. You're just a guide. You're not the all be all. Because by the time a child is 7 years old, my belief is that now, however they're going to be based on what you did from 0 to 7.
Yeah.
After that, now they're in school, they're getting, their mind is being still impressionable, but now it's school, friends, TV, extracurricular activities, or wherever that they're into. Like, all these different things come into play now. So whatever foundation that you set for them, that is the foundation. Now, you're like, okay, Brandon, well, I didn't get to set the solid foundation that I wanted to do with them. Okay, this is where now you're asking how to become more creative in your parenting. You got to get creative. Start writing those things down, like I said, of what changes you want to see in your household. You can take back your house. They don't pay no bills. They don't, they do not control how the house actually moves and works. Like, no, you can set some guidelines, some boundaries, and whether they get it or not right now, they will look back over their childhood and life and say, man, because mom stood steadfast and I didn't understand, and she wanted me to work on my image, and I developed a great image, I'm able to have this great life because my mom taught me to have the image of that I will have a great life. I can be this. I can graduate with honors. I can be successful. I can get that scholarship so she doesn't have to pay for school. Like, there's so many things as a mom that even if you don't have the father there, because even my mom at one point was a single mom, but at the end of the day, she poured into us having a better self-image. And that's really what it is about. If your child doesn't have the self-image of that they will be a successful individual and that they will thrive, then they will be impressed upon, and the cycle will continue to happen even for them. So you have the opportunity, like I said, opportunity is endless, to reshape their reality by helping them build the proper image of success, and it will be attracted to them. It will find it. You just have to kind of hold fast, because you're like, man, like, oh, that sounds all good and dandy. Like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. There would be some days that are hard.
Mhm.
There would be some days that are challenging. There was days when my son right now is crying. He's crying because I had to put him down. And I know as a mom, that cry hits a certain level and it hits a nerve. Like, I promise you, I feel like I should come out with a book that tells dads that don't understand what a lot of mothers go through. Like, I get it. Like, I commend all of you to have to change a diaper at 2 a.m., feed them at 3 a.m., change another diaper at 4 a.m., be back up at work at 6 a.m. Like the I'm telling you, my days start at 4 or 5 a.m. No matter what time my son goes to sleep, he will be up at 4 or 5 a.m. And then I start calls at 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11. Like today, this is my fourth call this morning. And I have another call at 1 and another call at 2. And guess what? He's going to be right there. And he's going to have some moments that he'll cry. But guess what? In my mind, this is temporary because he doesn't understand the life that I am going to create and that I'm creating for him. So you have to get that focus and really that tunnel vision, because at the end of the day, they are going to depend on you. They don't know what you're doing right now. All they know is you are not holding them.
Right.
You put them down.
So their whole life is in shambles.
Right. The whole life is simple. But guess what? You fed them, you changed their diaper. They're gonna be fine. It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. You know, at the end of the day, you have the power to shift everything. And sometimes you just gotta take a step back and literally put your hand over your heart and close your eyes and be present, be at peace. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for this time. I'm grateful that, you know what? I don't understand why my child is being this way right now. I don't understand why I'm even going through these things right now. But I know that everything, all things are working for my good. There is no negative, there is no positive. There is just is. And I have the opportunity to shift right now and be joyful that I even have this opportunity to raise this child, to be a guide for this child, and that everything that I need and desire will be right there for me because I am going to thrive no matter what. And when you align with that, you will feel so much peace. It looks crazy, it sounds crazy, it sounds like you're defying reality because you are. You're defying reality until reality looks the way you want it to be. Because you have an A type goal, you have a B type goal, you have a C type goal. An A type goal will be something like, something you already know how to do. Like some of you parents already know how to do certain things. But then there's a B type goal where this is something that you think you know how to do. But a lot of times we're stuck between A and B. Like, how do I do this as a parent? How do I do that as a parent? Well, I think I should do this. I think I should do that. But then you never ask yourself the C type. And you want to know what that C type is? The C type is the true want. What do you want as a parent? Not survive. What do you want as a parent? Your five senses are your survival mechanism, but you are a spiritual being with an intellect operating a physical plane. So we're spirit beings. I compare it to like the astronauts. Astronauts have to go to the atmosphere, but they have to be in a bodysuit in order to operate there. So in order for you to operate here, you operate in the physical, right? But at the end of the day, you're a spiritual being, but you're not taught to operate from the spirit into the physical. You're taught to operate from the physical into the spiritual, which is literally define what you're working with the lowest of the laws. You're working with the lowest version of yourself. But if I shift like, what is my spirit telling me? How can I truly be as a parent? What is the best version of myself as a parent? How many of you have really asked yourself that? Like, I'm pouring into you because I want you to have the conscious awareness that there is the only lack that exists is the one that you set for yourself. The only limit that exists is the limit that you set for yourself. So if you're not making the money that you want to make right now as a parent, that is the limit that you set for yourself. And you have to be reprogrammed in order to rise up to that next version of yourself. Well, Brandon, my kids are not respecting me. Do you respect yourself?
That's a good one.
Oh, my kids lack discipline. Well, have you shown them examples of discipline? Or is it, well, mom starts stuff and then she doesn't finish it? Or dad says he's gonna come, but he's never there. Like, kids remember your level of consistency. Oh, dad doesn't really hit his goals. He just talks about it. So for them, they're watching our every move. So how can you quote unquote parent them if you can't lead yourself first? Because they're watching you. They're not really listening to you. They're watching. They only listen if you follow through with exactly what you said you're going to do. So I have to honor my word to my son because I'm honoring my word to myself first. Parents make everything about the kids, but then forget that the kids wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them anyway. So I have to make sure that I'm on point. I have to make sure that I'm good. I have to make sure that I am literally shifting into the individual that I need to be and become. Because if I do not, see, at the end of the day, my mind doesn't even go into the if I do not. Like, I don't even allow that to enter my atmosphere. I don't allow it. So the only way for me to be is exactly what I say I'm going to be. And I don't even say that I'm going to be something. I just be it.
Yes.
I just be it. Like when somebody said, well, how do you be a great father? You just be it. How do you be a great mother? You just be it. Well, I don't know all these different things. I don't know either. So I just be it. In my mind, I just am. And at the end of the day, I start to attract people like you, people that literally want to impact and shift and change the realities of parents and give them the power and the know-how to be exactly what they want to be. That's the only thing. You just lack awareness. So that's why I chose to become a mindset coach, because I figured that, you know what? There's an industry beyond the industry that people are in. Like when people say, oh, well, you're a mindset coach. Oh, well, you're a parenting coach. Well, guess what? Before you are that, you are a parent. Before you are a parent, you are a person. And I'm here to touch the person, because if I can touch the person, then the person is able to shift their reality and become the individual they need to be in their business, the individual they need to be in their relationships with their kids, the individual they need to be in their community. Like, there's so many things that can go. Like, most people already know C to Z. But they know how to get from C to Z when it comes to their life. It's that A to B part. That keeps people like back and forth and stuck. But I feel like I have a service to make sure that I am touching and shifting right here, the 6 inches right here, because this is where the battle really is. This is where the war zone really is. Like, you think it's my kids acting up. No. What is your energy? They're picking up on that, whether they're 4 or 16. Like, ooh, mom, why are you acting like that? Well, dang, dad, what's going like what did I do? And it's like you don't realize that, man, I was having a bad day, because I've noticed it with my son. If I was having a bad day, like not even a bad day, more like a challenging day, and my energy was off, he would act up. He would act up. There's been times where I was literally so upset during this process that I would hold him, and then he would look me in my eyes and just put his hand on my face and smile. Like, they know. So who are you fooling? You can't fool yourself and you can't fool your children. So the change has to start somewhere, and you get to start today. You can start today. You can reach out to Miss Karen. You can reach out to me. Like, if you're ready to shift your identity, shift your reality, shift your results as a single parent, as a business owner, whatever it is you may be, reach out to me. Like, anybody that reaches you, you can reach out to me. We can do a free strategy session to help shift your reality and help you design an actual plan to reach your goals. Because that's the only thing that you're lacking, is the awareness that, man, I can actually get from the knowing to the doing. We don't need more information. We honestly probably don't even need more strategies. We just lack awareness.
How do people reach you?
Oh, well, you can reach me right here on my Instagram, the.don collection. You can reach me there. That's, mainly where a lot of people contact me anyway. That's basically where, like, people inbox me all the time, and I can definitely set up calls there too. So anytime, no matter where you are, you can reach out to me.
So what's the first, as we end, what is the first thing that someone can do as a parent who feels, like you said, they just don't know if they can do it. They're just so exhausted. Their kids are driving them crazy, whether it's disrespect, whether it's just, you're done. Mm-hmm. And you said you can start today. What is one thing we can do to get out of that?
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Have a level of forgiveness for yourself, because at the end of the day, you're doing it. You're doing it. Like, I remember at first, like, I couldn't really see what I was doing, no matter what anybody said to me. They would say, "Oh, Brandon, you're doing a great job," or "Brandon, you're doing this, you're doing that," and I really couldn't see it because they didn't even know how much I was suffering inside. But I was pushing through that because I knew, even though I'm facing this resistance, I'm pushing through this, because at the end of the day, what I name this is what it will be. I am a co-creator in this universe. So if you're growing through something, say that you're growing through it, not going through it. Because if you're going through it, you're going sideways. And if you're going sideways, you're digressing, like you're decreasing. We live in an abundant world. We live in an abundant life. So I'm always operating with a level of expectancy and a level of increase. So it defies common sense. But who came into this world to live a common life? Fortune favors the bold. That's one of my favorite quotes. Fortune favors the bold. So I will live boldly even through this test right now, because I will have a testimony that will be able to impact and literally help other people that may be growing through this as well. So number one, forgive yourself. Number two, write a different life script. What do I mean? You are you are the director of your life. Okay? You are the director of your life. You have the opportunity to write out how you want to live, how you want to be, and how you see yourself. And as you continue to have those morning sessions of meditation, whether it's 10, 15 minutes to yourself, I want you to visualize exactly where you want to be, exactly where you want to go, and exactly who you are. And start to be that every day. Start to be that. Whether you're like, I take my son now to the Rolls Royce dealership, to the Ferrari dealership, he's 6 months. But I surround him with these things, because you're like, well, why are you surrounded with these things? Well, those things have a representation of wealth. I want to surround him with wealth. So sometimes I even drive him to different neighborhoods, whether the house is 400,000, 500,000, it doesn't matter. I surround him with those things because I understand that what my parents did without knowing is that they surrounded me with wealth of opportunities. And that is what triggered my mind. I was able to see those things. I was test driving BMWs and stuff like that at 16. But that's because I was literally getting used to that. I drive 2 foreign vehicles now. But that didn't happen just because, by happenstance. This is what the reality, the environment that my family was surrounding me around. So no matter what your bank account looks like, no, you can take your child to car shows. You can take them to housewarmings. You can take them to so many different things that will impact their mindset and their image. Taking them to like literally giving your children these full life experiences. I was able to travel to the Baseball Hall of Fame because I ended up becoming a pro baseball player, semi-pro baseball player, even though I didn't get a chance to play pro ball in college. But because of the things I was able to do as a child, because of where my parents surrounded me as, those things happened because of what I surrounded them with. So get creative in this day and age, because now kids have access unlike any other time. They can go on YouTube and learn how to trade. They can go on YouTube and learn how to make money. They can make a YouTube and start making money. More money than you probably made in your lifetime.
Yeah.
So don't hinder your child from their creativity and from their literally their inner child trying to express themselves. Get back in touch with your inner child. Get back in touch with your wants and your desires, that fantasy. You're like, well, that's make-believe. How is that make-believe when there's millionaires being born every hour? There's people redefining law and odds every day. What makes them so much more different than you when they have the same 24 hours as you? What, the circumstances? I need you to understand this. Circumstances are the roadblocks that you see on every road that you drive on in the United States of America. There are roadblocks everywhere, but guess what? There are different routes you can take to still get to your destination. Hear me. There's roadblocks along your journey. The goal may be to be the best parent, to be an entrepreneur, whatever it may be. There are roadblocks, but that doesn't mean that the goal has changed. So if I face a roadblock in my business, if I face a roadblock in my parenting, then I'm gonna look at my GPS, which for me, my GPS will be the current plan. I'm gonna look at the current plan, see what changes I can make to still get there. You do it automatically all the time. If there's a roadblock on the GPS, you look and the GPS will give you a different route according to the traffic. And it may be a longer route, but you still get there. Mm. So it doesn't matter if I became a great parent today, tomorrow, 2 years from now. If that was my goal anyway, at least I got there. So don't give up on yourself. This is not going to be an overnight process. You are their parent for the rest of their natural life, which means that you're not going to get it overnight. You will grow and continuously grow as they grow. And at the end of the day, give yourself a break, love yourself, forgive yourself, and find ways to invest in yourself in order to become what you desire to be. And this is why I'm here.
Wow. That was amazing. You have a 19 and 25-year-old, and when you said forgive yourself, that's what it all starts with, that, because mom guilt, dad guilt. I mean, if you just immerse yourself in guilt, you won't get out of the reality. And you just, what you said, it's like you just keep going and recycling that negativity. And then you wonder, right? Why didn't things change? But you said it so simply, and very, very inspirational. Guys, you have to contact him at the Dawn Collection. Thank you so much. I know you're super busy, so it really meant a lot to me. I mean, your message needs to be heard globally, and I know you'll be changing lives, and that's where it starts with, right? I think a lot of people don't write it. I mean, you just have to really envision it, and then you'll see growth. I love that. You're not going through it yet. You're growing through it.
You're growing. And as a single parent, don't be afraid to be vulnerable with your children, because the world is not vulnerable with them at all.
Yeah.
Honest, be honest. Hey, mommy needs 5 minutes right now. Hey, daddy needs a couple minutes right now. And then as you gather yourself, then they're able to see how to actually deal with conflict and not run from it.
Exactly. You're being a role model, right? So you either teach them how to engage in battle or how to, like you said,
Yeah, their
take
first
a
role
few
model
moments.
is in the home.
Yeah.
And if the situation is right now that you are a single parent, then you are responsible for that. I know the sayings like, well, a mother can't raise a son, a dad can't raise a father, or a dad can't raise a daughter. Like a lot of those stereotypes, like I remove the stereotype, because like I told you before, whatever you focus on, it will expand. So I put my focus on being the best parent. I don't really label myself as a father. I want to be the best parent, because at the end of the day, me being the best parent removes the guilt and the what else would it be? Yeah, it's the guilt and the pressure of being the best, quote unquote, mother or father that I need to be. I won't compare myself to somebody else's walk. I won't compare myself to anybody else's parenting style. I won't do those things. So it allows me to freely make the mistakes that I know I will make as a parent, because I am human, because
Hmm.
we give our kids this false representation that we will not make mistakes. No, mommy and daddy were people before we became parents. And my parents used to say all the time, you keep living a little bit longer and you'll see what I'm talking about. And yeah, they were right. So at the end of the day, even if your kids don't agree with you, you let them know that, hey, we can agree to disagree, but understand one day, if you keep living, the experiences will trump what you're talking about, because the experiences that I have at this current time is the wisdom that I have to give to you, so you don't step in the same potholes that I stepped in.
Beautifully said. Thank you so, so much. This was life changing. This
Thank
was
you.
life
Thank you.
changing.
I really hope this blesses you all. Like I said, feel free to give me, contact me, reach out to me. We can set up that strategy session, because these are the things that you're going to need as life shifts and changes. Take your mind and your eyes off the pandemic and literally focus on your household, focus on growth, focus on literally investing in yourself, because these are the times and the shifts in life. We're at a real shift now, where if you do not make that shift, you don't make that leap, you don't make that investment, how does your lineage carry on? How does your lineage go on into the next phase of where this world is headed? So I hope that impacts and inspires you guys, because at the end of the day, this is what we're here to be a service of people, because the expansion of people, the conscious awareness of people is changing. And if you don't change it, how will you ever change your children's life?
Wow, that's powerful. That's true. And we don't realize how powerful we are to empower our kids, right?
Yes.
I cannot wait to see how your son turns out. We have to connect.
Of
And it's
course.
just sharing this journey, and you're just at the beginning, so young. You were just saying, oh, and tomorrow's your birthday, so happy birthday.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Jump out
you.
of that plane with passion. And
Oh, I am. That's the thing. Like do something different as a parent. Like
yes.
I'm stretching myself. Like for me, the skydiving is gonna be my quantum leap into the next phase of my life, the next level of my life. So this version that you're seeing right now will not be the version on the other side of that. Like I will be thriving on a whole new level. And you have to launch yourself vibrationally to the frequency of who you desire to be. Parent, business, whatever, like you can create that. And I'm not saying that, oh, I'm gonna go jump, everybody go jump out of a plane. But I'm saying that you can do certain things that will change you vibrationally. Like that's why I love experiences. Like experiences shift. Traveling and seeing the world. When I got a chance to go parasail in Hawaii, like seeing that gave me a whole different perspective, that there was life beyond my current situation at the time. Because my current situation at that time, I wasn't making consistent money. I didn't have any money. Like I was just in a weird place that I thought that I couldn't get out of. But that's the thing. I was telling myself that I could get out of this, not knowing that the world, the universe, God literally had to express itself in the physical plane from what I was already confessing to myself within. So be careful what you're saying to you when you talk to yourself, because you think you call your kid more than anybody, which yeah, you kind of do, but you're really talking to yourself more than you even talking to your children. So start to forgive yourself, talk to yourself in a different manner, in a different way, in a different light, and watch your life actually change. And this is why getting yourself a coach in this season is so impactful and so important, because if you had the tools to get to the next level, you would be there right now.
Definitely. Contact him, guys. Wow, this is just, yeah, it felt like a little strategy coaching session right now. Well, you have a great day. I know you're really busy. Hug your little son for us, and I'm sure we'll be keeping in touch. You're
Thank you so much,
amazing.
Ms. Karen. God bless you guys, and talk to you guys soon.
Take care. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
bye.